Okay, now we set up to lay out the pattern. Okay. Now, again, you see our plane view here and our true length triangle. Okay. All right. So the first thing we're going to do, make a 1-inch working line on our metal for the pattern. I'm gonna use the scribe to do that. So, looking at our squared around, we are going to make an 8-inch opening, so we can have a point to start from, right? So let's just say, give ourselves a little room on the metal. One and 8, okay? All right. It's not centered of metal, but whatever. Can't see my mark. All right, so this would be our opening. Okay. So between these two lines should be 8 inches. Confident it is. We're gonna measure just to measure. All right. All right, so that's our 8-inch opening. Our 8-inch opening. So now we go to our true length triangle. So a few things I like to do. First thing I'm gonna do is set one set of these dividers up to the size of the bicep circle, so we can transfer this circumference here to the pattern. So you see that. So we're gonna leave these like so. All right. All right. I don't think the other ones get as wide. So the first thing we're going to do, from the top of our true length triangle, we're going to set our dividers to 0.1. Tighten them up. Right. So from both our corners of our pattern, swing and arc. Swing and arc. So where those two lines intersect, that'll be our 0.1. So we're going to identify that as 1. All right, so we're going to do the same thing again. So just for giggles, we're going to write 1 on this line so we can know which line it is. That'll be a little important later. So now we're going to set our dividers on our true length triangle, 0.2. All right. I would recommend going into the center of the metal. Don't be like me. All right, so that's line 2. So now we start to bring this bicep circle over to the top part of our pattern. Now from 1, we go to line 2 to establish 0.2 on both sides. So now we have 2 and 2. So it's 2, 2. And let's not forget to write line 2, line 2. So now the process repeats itself. We go to 3. All right. Okay. From line 2, we go to line 3 with our bicep circle. This again is us transferring the circumference of the circle onto the top or the round part of our pattern. Alright. And that's line 3. This is line 3. So we're going to write 3. and 3. So now we are at 4. So we go to 4, lock it in, swing out arc, okay. And from 3, I didn't mark 3, let's write 3. Gotta keep track. From 3, from points 3, we establish point 4 on our arc. Alright. What you're starting to see is the curvature of the earth. So this would be point 4. So now the process repeats itself. From a true length triangle, we go to 5. Not too much difference from 4. The lines kind of overlap sometimes, and that's fine. Just gotta keep track of them. So hold on. Speaking of keeping track, let me write line 4 so we can know where it is. There it is right here. And here it is over here. That's going to be important. Alright. So we already got it set up for 5. Let's double check. Alright. You see how close it is to 4. And sometimes, depending on spread around, these lines overlap. Alright. So now from point 4, we're going to establish point 5 on line 5. Alright. So now we have 1 through 5. Now, remember, in this case, because it's center line both ways, 1 and 9 are the same, 2 and 8 is the same, 3 and 7 are the same, and 4 and 6 is the same, and 5 is by itself. It's obviously the center, okay? So now, in order for us to get 0.6, that's what we do. We go up to line 4, which is the same distance as line 6. So from 5, we go back to line 4, which would still be line 6. Plus 4 and 6 would be the same. Alright. 6, 6. And from we get 7, we'll go back up to line 3 because 7 and 3 are the same. So swing the arc from 6 and 6. Line 3, which is line 7 as well. Hit our mark. Now you can start to see the curve of the circle. So again, now we're on line 8. 2 and 8 are the same. So we'll go back to line 2. Alright. Now we establishing line 8, because line 2 and 8 are the same. This only happens when it's center line both ways. We'll get into more different kinds of sweater rounds are set in different ways, where we had to bicep the entire circle, and both of the patterns will be totally different. It'll be a bunch of numbers. Again, 1 and 9 are the same. So from 8, we establish 9. Boom. Now we have our round part of the pattern laid out. Alright. So our next step, So now we don't need, well, we do need the true length triangle. Well, the top part of the pattern here. So our next step is to establish our size. How we do that? So the first thing we want to do is this. So we got our 8-inch opening, and we got 2 half sides. It's 8 by 8, so that'll be 4 inches, right? So what we do is we set our dividers half this pattern, so which is 4 inches, right? Okay, and from outside we just swing an arc. Boom, 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 from both sides, right? So then we go to our true length triangle and set it at 8 inches, or we could use our plane view, the true length triangle. Both of them 8 inches is the same, right? Lock our dividers in, and from point 9 we swing an arc, and where those 2 lines intersect, that'll be the angle of our fitting where that 4 inches will go. So now our pattern has come together. So boom, boom. So now we just put some lines together and let's watch it come to life. All right. All right. So move this out the way. So I can spin the metal around. We don't need that anymore. So one trick is to lock it inside the hole you punched. Boom. And boom. All right. All right, so boom. I'm gonna try to bring it to life a little bit for the sake of the video. And these are all the points that actually get bent up on the break to actually roll it from the square part to the round. You can see those. So after we do this, probably should have did it first. We'll add the slip and drive connection on the bottom, which should be 1 inch. All right. So now, if you can see, well, I'm gonna put a mark on it so it get a little brighter. This rule is 1 inch wide, as you guys already know. Okay, and all I gotta do is add a 1/2 inch for connection on one side. So the next thing you do, you connect these lines together. All right, so, and the next thing after that, you would add a 1/2 inch. So let me kind of draw this out a little bit so you can see how the pattern would be when we cut it out. bring it to life a little bit. Just bringing it to life a little bit. You can see this thing that we do here. Definitely an art to it. A lot of companies don't do it. They have plasma cutters. Time, to save time and don't waste a whole lot of money. And I'm not part of the layout era. I came in about 19 years ago. Just laying stuff out. But there it is. So these are good. This would be the round top of the sweater round. We would add a 1/2 inch here so we could have something to put the collar on. Alright. And that's basically it. We would cut this out, and being as though it's center line both ways, both patterns are identical, right? And all we would do is use this pattern and trace the other pattern. The fabricator fabricate it up, bend it up, put it together, and it'll be on the job, connecting something that's square to a round. So thank you. This is my first video on this channel. I'm gonna do more. Hopefully the background wasn't too bad. Hopefully you'll be able to make everything out. We'll work on getting it better. I just wanted to get a video up, and we're gonna do more stuff like this, man. Thanks for checking us out. It's your Sheet Metal 4 instructor. Wow.